This is the one thing that I'm gonna point out that separates the way I view this from the way everyone else does. Why people don't understand what I say, when I say it, what I call them, why I call it. You have Trey, who is 100% convinced that 3750 was where we needed to get to. And if we could break above 3750 cleanly, which we've already done, sitting above it right now, that it was going to break towards 40. Wrong. There's no TA anywhere. There's no program or anything that would have told you 38 is that number. Between 38 and 39 is bad news for them. They don't even want it going to 38. It's literally from watching this bitch and knowing, and especially compiling how they reacted last week, the amount of shorts, where they shorted, how they kind of strategized it more instead of just blatantly fucking shoving it down. And then also 35 and 40, them not quite sure, knowing what the target needed to be. They tried to go after 35 today, couldn't do it. I told you that was stupid. Today, them trying to do that this morning, it was dumb. They should have focused all that shit on making sure this stayed under 38. Like, they could have chopped this shit down a lot more throughout the day, scared some people off, kept it in that day trading sell zone that people have been fucking around with. They played it wrong. They played it wrong. And again, that's it. And Trey knows his shit with TA. I mean, he does. He's done it enough days to where he can draw some lines and look at charts and do, the normal technical analysis of something. And he knows his shit for the most part. But he's wrong on the 3750. He's wrong. Like, because TA, that type of normal TA, it just doesn't work in this. It doesn't. And not saying it's not ever going to again, but we're just now getting back into the normalcy of the stock. Getting shorting that we expect to see, not just blatant ridiculousness of it, but just knowing, just in my head, like I just see the patterns. I just remember last week, whatever it is. It ain't even got to be specific numbers. I just, from looking at it all day, I know the average move points dollar amount that they can actually short it down to within a certain range and achieve their goal. I don't think that they're going. I mean, I can't say that for sure because it's only Monday, but I think 40 is going to have to be the target. I really think that 40 this week is going to have to be the target, and they're going to be in deep shit if people start exercising contracts. Like, if people actually stop fucking holding them and they're not just using them to try to make quick buck, if they actually have the liquidity in their account to start exercising these options, they could do a fucking number on these guys, like legitimately. And that may be what's been going on. That might be what has been going on here and why they can't fucking shove it down like they wanted to. People may be exercising some of these contracts. I mean, I'm going to look into it deeper. Um, but yeah, I can't really explain it. Like, I can't, because it's new. It's literally new. It's just something based on this scenario alone and watching this whole thing unfold. Um, just documenting the malicious manipulation, in my brain, seeing it. Then I recognize the patterns again. I'm like, oh, yep, that's familiar. Oh, that's familiar. And knowing what we did back before June 2nd to combat the normal shorting. Like, this all looks like normal shit, legitimate shorting, not malicious fucking naked shorting or whatever the case was for all the arguments in June. Um, like I said, that 38 it's a no-go if it comes up and retests it. Which, I mean, we've already seen there's been the fourth retest happen at a certain number and it not go. It not break through like it used to. So, I mean, that would be something spectacular if this comes up, gets rejected around 38 again, but it hasn't even touched 38 yet. It's just been in the area of it, and they're not even trying to let it touch 38. So they can't exactly call it a point of resistance, or say it's trying to break through that level. But 3750 is right around there. I mean, we're above it. We're holding above it now, and we're not taking off towards 40 yet. So, like I said, if we break through 38, I would anticipate a nice heading at least towards 39. I'm not going to say a straight fucking jump running to 40, but they're going to have to use a lot of shorts if this ends up going over 38. A lot. And I just don't think they have them. I don't think they have them. Not if they want to achieve their goal. And again, I have no idea what their parameters are for the week. I don't know. The only thing I do know is they were very limited last week. Like a lot of the shit they would do around certain time frames and certain time stamps where you'd usually see a lot of blatant malicious shorting, it was very minimal. Still close on par with where they normally did it, but nothing to the extreme of what it used to be. So, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't care if you believe me or not. It doesn't matter. That's why I document my shit. So, it can be reviewed, it can be dissected, but, you cannot argue with the fact that no matter how I'm doing whatever I'm doing, it's not far off. It's pretty fucking spot on for the most part. It's been pretty spot on. So I hope at least the guys I have following me and subscribing to me know that I'm not in any way trying to bullshit any of you. This is what I see, what I'm calling. All I want us to do, make some of our fucking gains back where we can, when we can. And if this bitch does look like it's going to break, I want to be able to hopefully recognize it and prepare all of us so that we can be ready for it. Like I kind of slowly am trying to now. I really want to make sure everyone's got a little bit of skin in the game, you know, before any market close, just because it's starting to turn that way again. And who knows? I mean, all of our shit literally happened in the pre-market. I mean, we had normal shit like this. It went from like 32 up to 38 and like got knocked back down a bit, and then fucking one day after that, it just took off. It just took off in the fucking pre-market and shit and didn't look back. So that's all I'm trying to do, guys, is do my best to at least prove my analysis and the way that I'm doing it, because I can't chart it. There's no chart for it. There's no guidebook for it. There's nothing. And there honestly probably never will be again, because I don't think that anything like this is ever going to be allowed to happen again. Um, at least with the filings that are going to be coming, especially at the beginning of next year, I don't think this is going to be allowed to ever happen. Not to this extreme measure. Um, but still, I have a way to kind of analyze and predict shorting habits, which is insane. That there's nothing that does that right now, other than maybe a computer program that someone's developed to try to recognize patterns, but it's still going to be specific to whatever the underlying is. You're not just going to be able to carry that to every single underlying and go, well, this is what they're going to do here, here, and here, no matter what. It's going to have to take, some time watching it and developing a track of sensing the patterns and how they're doing shit, what their goal is, where they're trying to keep it down. I mean, I wish I knew how much shorting power they actually had. I mean, that would be a key component. It would be real easy to fucking dictate where this is going to go, or predict where it's going to go. So if we do even see a test up here again, because once again, we haven't even tested 38. We haven't hit it yet. They are just trying to keep it from even getting there. Which it almost feels like the 1450 day. It literally does. Like they didn't even want that bitch to touch 1450. And that day that it did, I mean, it touched 1450. It hit it. It fucking ran, man. It was insane to see. It immediately wanted to just run. Just go. So let's see what happens. I just want to reinstill some confidence in my viewers here. What I am really out here trying to do for me, but you guys as well. So Man, dude, I hope it breaks through. Dude, I hope they fucked up. I hope that this bullshit in the beginning of the day, this nonsense, they should have just let it go and then kind of just chop it in chunks. But nah, because I really think that fucked them. I do. I think for the week that hurt them, but they got time to figure shit out. So you know, I am. I'm ready for Power Hour. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting it, but I would like to just even see a little bit of, you know, pushback, because I'm sure they're going to try to use some shit to get this back down under 37, probably 36.50 if they can. Um, I would imagine that would be their goal. 37 no matter what, like under 37. They can kick that bitch down in a day, right at the beginning of the day, under 35. Try to do what they wish, but they're going to have a hell of a time doing that if this bitch is up here, floating around up here at the end of the day.